Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today welcome to my Game Week 2 Serie A predictions. We're back again with the Serie A predictions, and yeah, I mean there were some very interesting results in Game Week 1. So yeah, what's going to happen in Game Week 2? We'll have to find out, but yeah, I'm going to predict what I think, so let's get into it. Okay, so let's get straight into it. Of course, but well, before I get into it, make sure to smash that like and subscribe to the channel. So the first game, which is today, from the Stadio Ennio Tadini, it is Parma versus AC Milan. Now, of course, Parma drew 1-1 in their first game at home against Fiorentina. Very good result that for Parma. And of course for AC Milan it was a 2-2 draw for them against Torino. Now of course Milan, I mean I was watching the highlights of that game because I couldn't watch the game because I was in my neighbour's house, but I saw some comment from an AC Milan fan and he said the performance from them, it didn't look great, it wasn't the best at all. But to be fair, the first half it looked even, but second half, I mean, on goal Milan had loads of chances, 18 shots they had, AC Milan in that second half, which is only 3 shots on target, so they did have a lot of chances in that second half. But overall, I mean, it's a good result for Torino, but for AC Milan now, probably be a bit disappointed that they didn't win. But yeah, but I mean, I think this will be a tough game for AC Milan because I watched the highlights earlier of the Parma game, and to be fair, Parma actually looked really good considering Fiorentina are a decent team. Fiorentina obviously got to the Europa Conference League final last season, where of course they lost to Olympiacos in Athens. They actually played really, really well, and I have a feeling maybe Parma could actually get something from this if they actually put their A game on. But we'll have to find out, to be fair. But I think it won't surprise me if Parma draw this game. If they win, I don't think it'd surprise me either, because Parma, like I said, actually did quite well against Fiorentina, and with the game being at home, obviously I'm sure the Parma fans will be the 12th man. But for AC Milan and for Paulo Fonseca, of course, it wasn't the result that they wanted against Torino, so of course they want to go to Parma and get a win, which I think they will do, but it won't be a pretty performance from Milan. But I think Fonseca's team will get a win, so my prediction is Parma 1, AC Milan 2, 2-1 to Milan. And of course we now go to the other 5:30 game in Udine at the BlueNG Stadium as Udinese take on Lazio. Now of course Udinese got a 1-1 draw with Bologna. I mean, how Udinese drew that game, I've absolutely no clue, because Udinese got battered. Bologna absolutely battered them. I mean, like I said, how Udinese got a draw, I don't know, because throughout the entire game, Bologna dominance. But fair play to Udinese, considering they got battered. Obviously, Lazio got a big win. Well, I mean, again, that they should have won realistically, which they did. 3-1 win against Venezia. Castellanos, Saccagni, and an own goal from Altare. So, yeah, I mean, considering it wasn't the best of performances from Udinese in their last game, it's going to be a tough one for them to get something over this Lazio side, considering they played decent from looking at the highlights and stats in their game at the Olimpico last Sunday against Venezia. So I'm going to go straight to the point. I think Lazio win this one, and I think Udinese lose this one. So I'm going to go Udinese 0, Lazio 3. Okay, then now of course we've got 2 more games today, and we now go to San Siro, where it is Inter Milan against Lecce. Now of course a little bit of a surprise result for Inter Milan, I should say, as they drew 2-2 with Genoa. Now I wasn't really expecting that, to be fair, but I mean Marcus Thuram in that game, I mean how he didn't he should have got a hat-trick, to be honest, the amount of chances he had. But overall defensively it was a little bit sloppy from Inter, but I think, you know, with this game being at San Siro against the Lecce side, just like on paper Inter should be winning this, because Lecce got spanked 4-0 by Atalanta. But I mean, to be fair, looking at the second half stats from Lecce, they had a lot of chances and maybe they actually could have got a goal in this one, but it's going to be tough for Lecce going to San Siro. and trying to get something out of this game. But you know, I think Inter should win this one. I think they will win. So I'm going to go with another hammer in for Lecce. So my prediction for this game is Inter Milan 4, Lecce 0. Okay, then we move on to the final game today in Monza from the U-Power Stadium as Monza take on Genoa. And of course, we just mentioned Genoa. 2-2 draw for them against the champions Inter. Very good result for Genoa. Genoa actually looked decent, to be fair, in their game. Of course, Monza a 0-0 draw at Empoli. Now, looking at the highlights, the state of the pitch at Empoli is awful, by the way. So, Empoli, I'm not sure they're at home for their game. No, they're not. They're away at Rome. Their next home game's against Juventus on the 15th of September. So, hopefully, Empoli will sort the pitch out by then. But, yeah, Monza, they look decent in their game. Genoa, like I said, very good result for them against Inter. This actually could be an interesting game. I think this could go either way, to be fair. But I'm going to go with an away win. Genoa, like I said, they look decent against Monza. And, Monza looks okay in their game. But I'm going to go with an away win. Like I said, I think this game could go either way. I think Monza could win it. Genoa could win it. Or maybe even could be a draw. But like I said, Genoa are going to win. It's going to be a tight game, scrappy game. So my prediction is Monza 1, Genoa 2. 2-1 to Genoa. Okay, then now we move on to the first game tomorrow, and it is a 5:30 kickoff from the Stadio Artemio Franchi in Florence. It is Fiorentina against Venezia. Now, of course, Venezia, they did lose to Lazio in their last game. But I'll tell you what, second half performance from Venezia was actually decent. It was a very dominant performance from Lazio in that first half. But second half, Venezia kind of got back into they actually did take the lead, to be fair. Venezia in the 3rd minute, Magnus Kofod Anderson scored for Venezia, but it's going to be a tough one, to go to Fiorentina. You've got to feel bad, to be fair, for Venezia. They've got Lazio, Fiorentina, Torino and Milan in their first 4 games, so it's a very tough start to life back in the top tier for Venezia. I actually didn't even know that Alfred Duncan, who used to play for Fiorentina, is now at Venezia. So, of course, Alfred Duncan making his return to Florence. But on paper, this should be a win for Fiorentina. Fiorentina should be winning this one, and I think they will. So, I'm going to go Fiorentina 3, Venezia 0. Okay, then now we move on to the next game. I think this could be an interesting one from Turin. It is from the Stadio Olimpico Grande Torino. It is Torino versus Atalanta. Now, I think this will be an interesting game. Of course, Atalanta are top of Serie A, of course, after their 4-0 win against Lecce. And of course, Torino got a very good result, 2-2 draw against AC Milan. Torino kind of bottled it because they were 2-0 up, to be fair. But Torino actually looked alright, to be fair. Obviously, they have, of course, Duvan Zapata scored in the game against AC Milan. Of course, Duvan Zapata, he is actually a former Atalanta player, so will he score against his former club? 132 appearances and 47 goals. So, he is a little bit of an Atalanta legend, so I wonder if he will get a goal. But Torino, like I said, looked decent against Milan. Atalanta, absolutely battered Lecce. So, but I found this quite difficult to predict. So again, like the Monza game, I think this could go either way. My prediction, I've gone with the draw for this one. So my prediction is Torino 1, Atalanta 1. So now we move on to the first 7:45 kickoff on Sunday from the Stadio Olimpico. It is Roma against Empoli. Now, of course, Empoli got a draw against Monza. The game looks okay. First half looked even. Second half was kind of dominated from Monza, to be honest. But, Roma, they drew 0-0 with Cagliari. One player who changed the game for Roma was Paulo Dybala. I was watching the highlights of the game, and when Dybala came on, he kind of changed the game. So, I think we kind of probably have to see him in this game against Empoli. On paper, Roma should be winning this, and I think they will, to be fair. I think I'll be a comfortable win for De Rossi's side. Of course, it's their first game at home. and I think Roma will win. So I'm going to go Roma 4, Empoli 0. Okay, then, so now we move on to a very big game from the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona in Naples. It is Napoli versus Bologna. I mean, oh my God, Napoli. Of course, if you did watch the podcast, man, just what happened to Napoli? 3-0 loss to Hellas Verona. First of all, fair play to Verona, fantastic result, but Napoli, man, just, oh my God, you can't be losing 3-0 to a mid-table Verona on your first game, man. I mean, Napoli fans, I'm a Spurs fan, we've had Conte. I think the problem is with Conte, he's a defensive manager. I mean, look at the players Napoli have got in their team. Kvaratskhelia attacking, Politano, Lobotka. I mean, they are an attacking team. I just think the style of football that Conte likes to play, I just don't think it works with Napoli, to be honest. I mean, Bologna, they absolutely, they battered Udinese. How Bologna only drew that game, I have no clue. I mean, Bologna, I think they should be winning this one. Because considering, you know, just Conte's style of play and the players Napoli have got, it doesn't connect for me. So I think Bologna win this one. I think Bologna will be going to Naples, and I think they'll wipe Napoli apart. So my prediction is Napoli 0, Bologna 3. It's going to be an away win for Italiano's team, 3-0 Bologna. And okay, then so we now move on to the penultimate game in Cagliari at the Unipol Domos. It is Cagliari against Como. Now, of course, Como lost 3-0 to Juventus, which was kind of expected because Juventus are just brilliant, to be fair. But I mean, I was watching a video earlier about the way Cesc Fabregas likes to play, and I was watching it, I was like, maybe Cesc Fabregas could maybe be the next Xabi Alonso, because just the way he likes to play, it goes from like, he's basically in stages. He likes to style it out, pass it from the back, plays it into the midfield, which obviously Cesc Fabregas was a midfielder, obviously, when he was playing. And then, of course, it's basically like 3 steps: defence, play it into midfield, and the midfield plays it into the attack. I mean, that's why I'm just really interested to watch Como this season. I mean, I might stick this on, to be fair, if I can get it on. I mean, I watched a little bit of the Juve game. I mean, Juve just dominated Como, to be honest. And like I said, Como didn't really stand a chance against Juve, but I think in this game they could. I mean, Cagliari 0-0 against Roma, good result for them. Cagliari, I mean, they looked a lot better second half. I mean, yeah, Roma dominated them on possession, but they had a lot more shots on goal. And I mean, to be fair, first half they had 51% possession, second half 33%, but a lot more shots on goal in the second half of this one. But I think this is a game where Como could be getting something. I mean, I actually found out as well earlier, they've actually signed Sergio Roberto Como from Barcelona. So that is a brilliant signing, to be fair. And I think Como are going to win this one. I think, again, it could be a scrappy game, but I'm going to go with an away win. I think Como will get their first win back in Serie A, their first away day. I think they're going to win. Cagliari 1, Como 2. Como are going to win. And we now move on to the final game from Verona at the Stadio Meracantonio Bentegodi. It is Hellas Verona against Juventus. Now, I mean, what a start for Juventus on Monday night. A 3-0 victory versus Como. A dominant display from Juventus. I mean, like I said, I followed JFTV, who's a Juventus fan, on TikTok. I mean, he said they were brilliant. Looking at the bits I saw, I mean, I did stick it on for a bit whilst obviously the Spurs game was on. Juve looked brilliant. Looking at the highlights, Juve just dominated Como. I mean, Verona, brilliant result for them. 3-0 against Napoli, what a start for them. I mean, but I think this will be a completely different game. Motor's got Juventus back. I mean, I think Juve will 100% challenge for the Scudetto. Maybe they could win the whole thing, you don't know. But tell you what, everyone was wondering before kick-off, obviously when the squad was announced, who on earth is this Samuel Mbangula guy? He sounds rubbish. He cooked, goal and an assist, and according to Fartmoff, man of the match. So it'll be very interesting to see if he can do the same in this game against Verona. I mean, Verona, if they can beat Napoli, why can't they go out and beat Juve? But I think Juve, they'll be too strong for Verona. So my prediction is Hellas Verona 0, Juventus. I need to say Napoli then, but it is Juventus who are playing. So Juve to win 3-0 and the old lady to win again. Anyway guys, thank you for watching this video. Smash the like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.